I've played in a couple of the betas, and now after watching this live stream, how's the game looking? So initially it was a gacha game, and obviously I play a lot of gacha games, but I also like playing non-gachas, so it was really cool to see them decide to make the shift away from gacha to a normal game. And I think it also made it so that it got on gacha players' radars and normal game players' radars, especially if they like stuff like Warframe and things like that. They're able to see both of them, and now it has a lot more exposure. This game is going for a full free-to-play model where all the characters are farmable and everything, though you can also buy shards of them in the shop to speed up your farming process. But the main thing seems to be just skins, and they give out pulls and everything in the game for skins as well. For skins. But anyways, essentially, it seems like you can be free to play and still be able to get skins. But in general, it doesn't really matter that much. Now, they did show off some of the skins as well. They have like two of them, I believe, on launch. One of them is for the character's Psyche. And it's like an entire special look. Looks totally different. You can customize how it looks with colors and everything as well. And it's a gacha skin. It also has new animations on its abilities as well. Also, this character right here, Filbert and basically Peeb. Yeah, look, these are different colored versions of it because you can customize all your outfits. So these are the gacha skins. So it changes your animations, it changes the colors and stuff for your attacks as well. And they also seem to have special animations as well. So like, I believe she makes a car appear. Yeah. So I guess the skins have all these bonus things too. So it seems like they're going all in on the skins. They're trying to cash out on the skins, making everything else free, which I would say is honestly probably the best possible way to monetize any game in the current era. It depends on how much FOMO there is as well. They also showed off some Christmas skins as well, which just straight up cost money. I think the main character skin costs $1. But then there's also like boxes you can purchase, and it lets you choose a skin for one of the characters. I don't know if all of the launch characters have one of these, but at least like 7 or 8 of them did. Now, I don't know if this game is really going to be able to make enough money with all this stuff, but I think that the sentiment is really good, and I hope to see something like this succeed, because while I love gacha games, I honestly also love even more just having a good game that doesn't have everything centered around money. They said on launch, you can have all of these characters for free without like really any farming, as far as I could tell. So like, they just give you shards to these characters as you're going through the story, and you can pretty much finish all of these. I believe they said Truffle and Filbert gets an event, and I think Lisbel was a, you play the roguelike mode, and once you clear like difficulty 3, you just unlock her. So these are all the characters that you get without going out of your way, really, to do anything of grinding for them. They wanted to give out a good amount. And this Lisbel character, I think they're completely new as well. Also, they've changed a lot of the attack animations. I don't know if it's just with the normal version of the weapon, or if it's with like a equipment thing that you put on a demon wedge that changes how the attack animations work. I'm not really sure. But there is another really big thing that I want to talk about, and this is a really big deal for the game, and probably one of the things that it's been criticized for more than almost anything else. This is 1.1 they were showing off, and I had sort of heard that they were updating the graphics because the director, Decabear, he is the most passionate person I've ever seen. It sounds like I'm glazing him, but like, almost to a fault, where bro is so passionate that he will literally like try to show off confidential things on a laptop to just anyone walking by, bro, and his staff basically has to hold him back, telling him like, no, don't show this. Like, bro pretty much wanted to like show off the stuff to 1.1 like as much as possible, but like he wasn't allowed to or something. So they showed off in this trailer. This is apparently how the game will start looking from now on. Like, if you look normally at how this game looks, it looks fine, but it doesn't really look incredible, right? It looks all right. You know, like, it looks nice, but it's not really top of the line god tier graphics. It doesn't really have that kind of feeling. But this is insane. If the whole game starts looking like this in 1.1, then this might actually become by far one of the best looking gacha games. Or, well, actually, it's not a gacha game anymore. Sorry. Gacha adjacent games. That's what I meant to say. It looks really, really good. And I know that you have a game like Endfield coming out, which people said is like one of the best looking anime games, graphic-wise. I would say this might actually become one of the best ones if the whole game can look like this. So I would really hope so, because as of right now, I think Wuthering Waves is probably one of the best looking in terms of that overall. I can't really think of many other games that really have like super high quality looks and environment. Now, they did also advertise, like, yeah, you can put on DLSS 4 and it's going to look super good, and also have 300 FPS on a 4K monitor. If that works, then that's amazing, because one of the hardest parts for game launches, especially with free-to-play games, is making sure the game actually works and runs for people's accounts. Like, Chaos Zero Nightmare came out. I think the game's really fun, but had a million different issues on launch. If this game can actually stick the landing, release its game, be fun, look good, give out a good amount of like pull currency for skins, all that kind of stuff, and be fun multiplayer, maybe it's going to be really nice. I think having this game succeed would really be a good thing for the entire game industry from the East, mainly because, sure, I love gacha games, but realistically, we all know they're predatory and kind of horrible. So if a game like this can succeed, removing that element where you pull for characters and just making it skins, then maybe other game companies will be like, hey, you know, there's so many gachas and it's crowded, maybe we should try something like that. So if it can succeed, and there's also the game Ananta coming out, if they're able to do it, then maybe games will start to shift a little bit more towards that direction and a little bit less towards, I just pulled 5 dupes of this character and now I one-shot the whole game and like just pay to win. I think it would just be good for the entire industry, but more importantly, for us as the players. So I'd really like to see that happen, ideally. If the game is able to upgrade in every aspect, because there were a lot of issues in the beta, let's be honest. The game felt too stiff, the graphics were really rough early on, it had all sorts of other problems. I mean, look, I played back when it was still a gacha as well, right? And I was just like, I don't know about this one, like, I'm not sure if this game's really going to succeed. But then, seeing all the changes they've put out, it's some of the most drastic changes I've seen in these kinds of games. It was once a gacha, removing that is kind of unbelievable. Now, the biggest thing is, how does it compete with Warframe, right? Warframe is literally its direct competitor. They're basically one-to-one in many, many ways, and there's many characters in this game that are based on Warframe as well. I've played Warframe before. I enjoy it. I think Warframe had better feeling movement overall. It was smoother. This game is definitely different. I also think this game is going for a different vibe. I believe Decaber has said he wants it to be more casual than Warframe, because Warframe is an insanely grindy game, which I personally like, but a lot of people don't. He wants it to be not as grindy. It's kind of like an in-between between a gacha and a game like Warframe. He wants more of an in-between section between theirs. I'm not really sure. Now, a lot of people are upset the gacha was removed, which I find funny, because they're like, now I have to play the game. But I would say, as a whole, that's a good thing. I think it's nice having a game where you don't just play 5 different gachas, you play one game, right? I think newer age style of FOMO and all these little bite-sized pieces in games have really conditioned people to thinking like, oh, I need to do dailies in 5 different games. And they don't like the idea of, what if I just played one game? But that's what this is supposed to be, I think. Games in the old days, it was like, I'm going to keep playing whatever game until I'm done, and then I move on to the next game. And I think that would be good for people to go into, rather than this ADHD thing that I'm also a part of log into this game, then I log into this game, then I log into this game. I feel like it's better just to get a good experience out of one game rather than a meh experience out of like 5. So I'd really like to see this succeed. Now, I have heard that Warframe is not very big in China, so this game probably has a much better chance of succeeding there, as long as they don't piss off the fans. Which I think would be a really good thing. I think that would be awesome. The director, Decaber, he is a MMO addict, and he's played all of those kinds of games, and so hopefully all of his experience in those will lead him to be able to make this game have enough to do and be just grindy enough that you want to keep playing, but not too grindy that it's a pain in the ass. But I suppose we'll see. I'm really rooting for this game's success, just because I think it'll be good for all games in the future. But if it fails, well, then I guess it means that either they screwed up or us players are not ready for something that's not a gacha game. Let's find out. I really hope it succeeds. Good luck, Duet Night Abyss. Thanks a bunch for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I don't even want to allude to anything that could spoil stuff, but man, I really want you.